Hey guys, is this how you look when you find out you have radiator problems? Maybe a radiator hose that's busted and you're in the middle of traffic or in the middle of the highway and you're having problems. Well, you may want to start with a radiator flush. That gets rid of that bad fluid that you might be circulating in your system. And in this video we're going to look at how to do that. Now some of you might be expert and may not need to know all of this detail, but there are a lot of other people who aren't, who might be doing this for the first time, so I'd like to be detailed. Now you'll notice that my hose is made up differently, and it's not the standard D22 fit. It's kind of made up because the radiator is huge, if you notice, and it's going to a ZD30 engine. So I'm going to change the fluid and put Nissan genuine fluid in it. If you use the wrong fluid, you can build up a lot of pressure in the engine. It's best to just use Nissan genuine radiator fluid. I can't overemphasize that enough. So right now I'm draining the fluid by taking off, not completely, just loosening the hose a bit. And you also have to take off the cap because the engine develops like a vacuum and it won't let it out. So I'm gradually releasing the pressure, not completely, so that more liquid comes out. I would like to also emphasize that if you don't have the right radiator cap, you can build up a lot of engine pressure. Make sure the poundage is correct. And when it's drained, I can take that out. You can see how long my S shape is on that hose. I use a connector in between. That's the type of clamps I use. There's two types, huh? This one here is the cheapy type, and this one is a marine grade type. That one just is secure, the one I'm holding in my hand. I use that on this side of the engine. You can see how it's made up there. Once those clamps go down, nothing is going to loosen it. That's the marine grade one, not the other one I was showing you on the top by the radiator cap. Pressure tends to come out through this end, so that's why I try to use good clamps there. So once you've flushed it out, don't think that's it. What I do is I take water, not water from your tapper, water that's distilled, and let it flow through the engine. And you can see there that the water is pouring in and naturally comes out, so you're clearing all the junk of your old fluid. That's the next part of draining the old liquid from your engine, flushing it out. See what it is like from the wheel, and you can see the water dropping out there until it's clean. It should be coming out clean. Now you'll also have water in your reservoir. Some people like to suction it out like this, but that's dangerous. You don't want that radiator fluid in your system. So I'm going to show you a way to get it out if you have a vacuum and the right connection. This one I think is a 5 horsepower vacuum. You're not going to use the pull, you're going to use the push to blow. and I put on that connector so it can fit the hole, and I'm gonna put it there and then let it blow out liquid from the reservoir. Now I could obviously disconnect the hose, but I'm just showing you here quickly. So it just runs out the hose rather than runs back into the engine. And you keep checking to see if it's all out. If not, you keep doing it. Once that's out, you can also fill the reservoir with the distilled water and again blow it out. Again, you don't have to let it run back into the engine. You could just remove that hose there and let it fall out. And this is the actual coolant that you use. One is green, one is blue. This one is green. You mix it, huh? This is not the one where you just pour it in just like that. So I'm showing you here where you mix it half and half, and then you pour it back into the engine. I shouldn't say back, you just pour it into the engine because we're not putting back anything here. This is fresh Nissan genuine liquid radiator fluid. And you put some in the reservoir as well. The reservoir has a mark. It's around halfway full when you reach that mark. You want to make sure the reservoir has, because when the engine cools down it pulls radiator fluid and replaces it back in the radiator. So as we see, it's all done. Now the nice thing with the ZD30 is it's able to take out all the air from the engine. Some engines don't do that too well, but this engine, the ZD30, does that well. However, you can assist the speed at which you get the air out by doing what I'm showing you here. Don't do this while the engine is on. I'm stupidly sure of myself, so you want to do it where it's off and you see when you press the bubbles come out. Hope this helps.